All right. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this recording on right here. It is November 1st, 2025 at 2:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be Director Brian Knight, San Andreas State Marshals. Ruth?
Brooke Ruth, badge number 087, state ID 1174, State Marshal.
Max, I'm going to go ahead and just read you your rights. At this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if one is available. Do you understand your rights as they've been read to you today?
I do understand that.
All right. Just to kind of ease any concerns you may have, regardless, even if it's a law enforcement officer, I will always read them their rights, just as a form of comfort, I guess. So we have no intention of pressing any charges today. So with all those rights in mind, do you wish to speak to us?
Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
Okay. At any point, if you wish to end the interrogation, invoke the fifth, etc., you are very much free to do so. Let's kind of drop formalities for now. How's your day?
It's been going pretty all right.
Very good.
Nothing really too exciting. Just kind of cleaned up the makeup from Halloween. Gotta start taking down the decorations now.
Did you have did you do anything for Halloween, like at the Liquid Library? Any events?
Not really, to be honest. There's we had a few events throughout the month, but nothing on the day itself.
Okay.
Didn't want to interfere with survival.
Did you participate in survival?
I didn't know, but I did go see the finale, or at least the beginning of the finale. It's quite good. Very nice sets.
Okay. So I want to kind of start with a question surrounding some tweets you made today. And I am very, very, very interested in your perspective. Specifically, there was mention about mayors and giving money and this, that, and the third. What is there anything you're able to share with us? Was it an opinion? Was it speculation? Because we are aware of the state announcement that went out, those multi-million-dollar properties. I noticed your tweet, and that raised eyebrows for all of us in the marshal's office.
Well, I guess it leans probably more to the speculation route, but it's just kind of based on experience. Back in the day when I was a mayor, way back in the day, I had my access to the state account chopped off because mayors gave out so much money just willy-nilly through business and event grants. And as far as I can tell, the same thing happened again this time round, just without anyone actually doing any sort of oversight.
Okay, so mostly speculation, nothing beyond that.
Mostly speculation. I've seen numbers thrown around like $500 million worth of event grants have been given out, but I gotta be honest, I don't feel like I've seen $500 million worth of events in the city.
I see.
Different things on the streets as well about people getting $8 million in event grants without ever doing an event.
Jesus, $8 million?
Yeah, it's as far as I can tell, it's being thrown out like candy. No solid proof on it, just kind of what I've heard. Being a bartender and whatnot.
Have you ever asked for any event money?
I have not, no. Not myself. I'm adamantly against it.
So most of the events that you put together, you kind of do it out of your own pocket?
For the most part. I believe my CEO, Raina, she sometimes asks for event grants. to help host some events. But me,
Rainer
myself,
Fairlady?
Vierga.
Reina Vierga. I got you. Does she do it on behalf of the Liquid Library, or?
Yes, she does.
I see. So indirectly, would it be accurate to say indirectly the Liquid Library also does receive grants for events?
He's received one or two. We
Okay.
haven't had that many.
Was it recent in the last month, 2 months? What was the last one?
I believe it was within the last month for the, I believe we had a trivia night for Halloween. A lot of events we do at the library, we do in support of other people, so they're the ones that get the grants for it. That one, though, was specifically from us.
Could you walk me through the process?
I gotta be honest, I actually don't know it. I wasn't the one that requested it. As far as I can tell, you just kind of put in an event grant application on one of their websites. And then they call you afterwards. I don't know if there's any sort of extra checking, if they check bank records, make sure there's receipts involved. As far as I can tell, there's nothing like that.
Do you recall how much that event funding was? And to be clear here, I don't believe that there was any wrongdoing in your case. I myself, I don't know how any of it works, so this is very helpful for me.
I believe it's $1 million for the prize money.
And of the $1 million, how does that allocate out for the event? Like what is that normally covering? Is it prizes? Is it food? What's the rough breakdown? I'm not going to hold you to those numbers. It's just for me to paint a picture in my head.
To be honest with you, I actually don't know for that event. I was just there for more so oversight, more so than running it. I don't know how it was split.
Okay, understood. Did that money? Go ahead.
I believe most of it did go towards the prizes, though.
Understood. Makes sense. And typically, does that money get managed through a business account or through a personal account?
This is through a business account. I don't know if that is the status quo or not. Ours is through a business account.
Right. Okay. Understood. Give me a sec. Let me see. Ruth, could you take a look at your phone real quick? And then what event took place prior to that? How long ago?
In terms of just any event, or because we also had a fashion costume party at the Liquid Library too.
I got you.
I was hosted by Idol, though. She's the one that managed all that. Just use the library as a venue.
Understood. Okay. Now, when you say, like, in the case of Idol, I'm trying to sort of understand so in the case of Idol, did she rent the venue? Did you allow her to use the venue? Was it a like Liquid Library, the business, right, event, or was it Idol's event? Just with the Liquid Library being the venue.
The Liquid Library is just the venue, and we support it if they need anyone serving the food. Kind of offering our employees.
Understood. So in relation to these events, like the last one, am I understanding correctly that the last one was a Liquid Library event, but the one prior to that, this one with Idol, was her own?
Yes, that is correct.
Understood. What is the Liquid Library?
It's a combination of bar and library.
I got you.
I know it's quite an odd combination. You know, people getting drunk aren't exactly people that want to read. But, you know, some people like it.
Okay. Honestly, I think it's a pretty good combination, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, it does kind of work. I mean, to be honest with you, most of the city's illiterate, so getting anyone to read anything's a difficulty.
a lot of people do like reading the Chronicle. I know I'm a pretty avid reader myself.
Oh, yeah, we always keep that in stock. I'm trying to make an archive of all the previous ones too for the library.
See, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Primarily because I myself like to go back and read some things here or there.
It's a very valuable thing, the news. I actually was a news reporter when I came into the city, so I've got a lot of respect for it.
How long has the Liquid Library been open? Sorry, how long has the Liquid Library been open? Like
Probably
in
going on 7 years now? What do you mean more like so recently being reopened?
Recently, like when was the business application put in?
So the business application, I believe, was put in a while ago. It was probably more so, probably like a year and a half ago. We only properly started getting it up and running more so maybe 5-6 months ago.
Okay.
Any sort of official capacity.
So like a year ago, the business app was put in, but 5-6 months ago, it really took off the ground.
Yes, it was a different business app that was put into. My business app has never been approved.
Could you go into that detail a little bit? What do you mean by that?
One of the old HOA managers, he put in a application for the Liquid Library Corporation because getting the actual Liquid Library business was always complicated since ownership is, if it isn't the real estate app, it's hard to prove ownership. So that was the compromise we had to make, I believe, during Mayor Max's term. And I've tried to submit my own one, again, more so like 6 months to a year ago, and unfortunately never been able to get it approved. It's more of a, I guess, ego thing, if anything. I just want to have the Liquid Library, not Liquid Library Corporation.
All right.
Just really like this table, apparently.
Yeah, it's a nice table. Got some weird stains on it, though. Marble? What else is wood or marble?
Give Ruth here a second. I went to go grab my food and I grabbed her hand.
Easy mistake to make.
So in terms of like monetary gain, would it be fair to say most of the sales are via alcohol? In other words, patrons coming in?
Yes, it'd be alcohol and food, as well as the tips they give too.
I see. And who's the legal business owner, or who owns the building?
So ownership of the building would go to me.
All right.
The business itself is a bit tricky because, again, it was Dante was the one that put it in, but we're both listed as owners on it.
Dante.
Rivers. Not Rivers. Thomas.
Dante Thomas. So you own the building, and you and Dante Thomas own the business, aka like business account and whatnot?
Yes, because initially I wasn't really going to go back to the library, but decided to go back to it again, so we both became co-ownerships. We're not it's a bit complicated. I said I'm trying to get the actual business approved. It's just difficult.
Do you have a Liquid Library bank account?
We do for that business, yes. For the corporation one.
Is a corporation where the event money goes through?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so doesn't that mean you have everything you need, or maybe I'm misunderstanding?
Technically, yes. As I said, it's more of a me thing. I want it to be the Liquid Library, not the Liquid Library Corporation.
I see. Okay.
I don't want to, dance around it like, some people that are trying to get Hornies open, they have to open a business called Not Hornies. I don't want to do that. I want it to be the Liquid Library. I don't want to dance around it.
Okay, I'm following now. I see. Did you own the Liquid Library back in you said 5-6 months ago, so July?
July? I think so, yes, around that time.
Okay. Do you recall a event, specifically the masquerade party as it was advertised?
That wasn't at the Liquid Library.
Oh, where
Unless
was
it's
that?
a different masquerade. Is that a building that I believe was called the Echelon?
The Echelon?
I believe that was in August as well, not July.
I see. And
September.
did
Might be
you
September, it's a while ago.
so that wasn't a Liquid Library event?
That wasn't, no.
Okay. Could you describe to me what that was?
Basically, I was asked if I could host an event at that building, and I decided to do it. It sounded like an interesting event.
Mm. What were the details of that event?
So it was a masquerade party / trivia. So people came in with masks, nice little masks. I thought a masquerade would be good because it's something that I think suits the city quite well, but it's never really been hosted before. I thought trivia would go well with that too. Since the building itself was kind of a classy sort of variety, we went for classic movie trivia.
Mm-hmm. How long did the event go on for?
Roughly about an hour,
I see.
maybe a little bit more.
Did you manage to get through the entire trivia?
Yes, we got through all of it. There's also a raffle as well for a car.
So the winner of the trivia would win a vehicle?
No, the raffle was separate. Everyone that came to the event had an entry to the raffle for a Z-Type, I believe.
I see. Okay. And
The trivia was something separate.
and what did you win as a consequence of the trivia?
Money.
Oh, what was the range of it and how many winners?
So we had prizes up to the 5th place, I believe.
And
I think first place was $1 million, then it went down to 500,000, 250,000, 150, then 100.
so attendees of the trivia night at the masquerade party could win up to $1 million or a vehicle, right? One through playing the game and the other one being just a raffle, right?
A random chance, yes.
Random chance. Okay. And who was invited?
Everyone was invited.
So anyone who
city-
showed up, as long as they were, I presume, like in a masquerade attire, was allowed in.
Yep, that was one of the rules. They had to have a mask on.
Was anyone denied entry?
Not from memory, no. I don't
I
know.
see.
We did have security outside. They may have shown someone away potentially, but from my knowledge, no one was turned away.
Who ran security?
That was Mercury Frost.
Mercury
He's the one
Frost.
that I hired for it.
I see. Oh, so did you manage also giving out the prizes?
Mhm.
And the
I
vehicle?
managed. Yes, as well.
Okay. And did you pay for all that?
I did not know.
Who paid for it?
The ones that asked me to host
Which is?
didn't get their names.
How did they make contact with you?
They gave me a phone call. They asked me to meet in a location. And at that location, they asked if I could host it. And provide the money to do so with it too.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, and please, correct me if I'm wrong here, you received a phone call to host an event, and then they provided the money and the vehicle, or
Yes, that is right.
did they transfer the vehicle to you?
No, they didn't. They handled that themselves afterwards.
I see. So the winner of the vehicle received the car from the event, let's call it investors.
Yes, I believe so. I don't know if they used a service for it, but it wasn't me who transferred it.
I see. So you just notified them, I presume.
I managed the information,
I see.
gave them the information who won.
And how did you communicate the winner?
I told them then and there.
Oh, they were at the event. Oh, what? So, what was their name?
Didn't get their names.
Well, how did you address them?
Just called them the boss.
Oh, the name of the winner.
Oh, the winner? Helios. He was the one that won.
Helios.
Gave over his contact information.
I got you. But so Helios won, and he was transferred over from him. Okay. But going back to, so this guy called you and just said, "Call me the boss."
Well, that's what I refer to them as.
I see. I got you. Call
Needed
comes
someone to
in.
communicate to them.
It's like, hey, I got, this thing planned. And you're like, all right, boss. And, I can see, I don't want to be derogatory or stereotypical, but do you normally address anyone that's financing these things as boss? Is that?
It's either boss or sir. As a
Boss
matter
or
of
sir?
fact.
I got you. Let's see. I could use someone like you down at the Marshalls. I'm going to be honest. Like running our front desk.
How do you say that? I actually was going to become dispatch for PD at one point.
I don't know why anyone didn't. I mean, have you ever seen Batman?
Yes, I've seen Batman.
You'd make a damn good Alfred.
You don't know how many people have said that to me in my time in this city.
Yeah.
I was a butler at one point. But I also got the nickname Slutler as well because I butlered for a few people.
They called you Slutler?
Yeah, it was a
Because
thing. It was back in the day. I
Okay.
butlered for Mary Mushkin and the Guild at the same time, and they didn't like that. And they wanted exclusivity without telling me.
Yeah, that very San Andreas, right? Even being friends is like being blooded in to some people, right?
Yeah, people take loyalty very seriously.
I don't know if I'd call that loyalty. That sounds more like other things, right? And what's the word I'm looking for? It's possessiveness, right?
A little
That's a
bit
good way to
like
put it.
that. More culty, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
loads of things in the city can be considered culty, I guess.
you ain't wrong.
That's a word that's thrown for the Babylonians down the street, but to be honest with you, I think a lot of gangs in the city can be considered culty too.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say most civilians have made their way up north, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's a nice spot. It's more of a community over there than culty, I'd say. Got a few friends that have gone that way.
When what was the boss dressed up as?
I believe they had a suit and a mask. I can't remember what sort of mask though. I think it was black.
A black suit and a mask. What kind of mask?
Kind of an old face covering mask, if I remember correctly.
Was it a skull mask?
I think there may have been someone with a skull mask. I'm not really too sure. It was a while ago. There was a lot of masks at that event.
Did he wear that getup when you first met him?
The skull one wasn't there, but the full mask was.
Okay. And his mask was black.
I believe so, yeah.
And his suit black as well?
Yes.
When they told you to meet them, was it a them or was it an individual or was there a few?
There was a few of them. Only one of them talked though.
The one with the black mask?
But they all had the same mask.
I see. Okay. So you met with someone that you later referred to as the boss to set up this masquerade party. And they, when you went to meet them, they all wore the same suit. Is that accurate?
That is correct. That is correct.
And you believe that their masks were blue?
Black.
Black. Right. Sorry, I don't know why blue came to mind.
May have been blue. It was a little bit dark when I met them.
Understood. Was it very dark at the party?
Not at the party, no.
But to the best of your recollection, it looked black to you.
Yes.
I see.
Kind of I mean, I guess the lighting wasn't the best. It is more so, at nighttime, so a lot of the lighting was through the candle lights we had there. Very warm sort of lighting, more so than this white sort of lighting. Did I mention, I think there may have been a blue mask there too. I vaguely remember seeing something like that at the party.
Not more than one blue?
I think a few blue.
One of which was the boss?
I don't know at that point, no. I saw the boss twice. It was when I got the money and after the event too.
How did you know which of them was the boss versus which of them was not?
Just the one that talked to me.
I see.
He's the one that talked.
So to you, that was the identifier, the one that chose to spoke or speak.
That's correct.
How would you describe their voice?
It's a bit of a deep sort of voice.
Okay.
I can't
Did
really
it
remember too much outside of that.
And of those two interactions, did the voices match? The introduction of setup of the masquerade party, and then where you spoke to him as to who the winner was?
Yes, I do remember them sounding pretty similar.
Were you paid for this?
Yes, I was.
May I ask how much?
I think 300,000.
Okay. And how was that payment made?
Cash.
Cash.
All of it was dealt in with cash.
Were you paid up front or afterwards?
Afterwards.
I see. And
some before, some after.
so you were paid some in the initial meeting and then the remaining afterwards?
That is correct.
The total of which was 300K?
For myself, and then the rest of the prize money as well.
I see. Was anyone else paid out for the event?
I paid the security. I paid the food workers there too as well. We used Takasuya.
I
They
see.
helped cater.
Oh, JJ's business.
That is correct.
Okay. And did that come
the
out of
winners too?
And sorry?
And the winners as well.
And the winners as well. Was that from the 300,000 or was that separate?
That was separate.
I
That's
see.
included within budget.
Did this all go through the Liquid Library account?
No, it did not.
So
This was
You
separate
were-
from the Liquid Library.
you're given
For my
a
individual thing.
sorry, say again?
It was more of a me individual thing more so than as a corporation.
I see. So you personally Okay, I see. How is, because this is amounting to, if I were to spitball to like about $3 million?
Yes, that was the amount.
And where did you, how many days prior to this event planning, give me 1 second.
What was that?
Give me 1 sec.
Do you want me to step out and deal with that or have?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's no worries.
So, sort of lost my train of thought there. As director, you get phone calls and text messages nonstop, but you get used to it after a while. Yeah, I just wish our
absolute chaos.
Jesus. I wish I had voice messaging systems and whatnot. You know,
Would be quite handy.
You know, despite all the Zoomer energy I see on a daily basis here in San Andreas, they don't text, right? It's very 90s way of communicating in a very 2020 Zoomerish world, right? So they'll have the ADHD of like, gotta go here, go, 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 go. But they don't have because Zoomers love to text, right? So,
well, I guess the issue is they got to stand still for that. It's very rare to see anyone stand still in this city.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
I've dealt with that difficulty with the bar for many, many years.
So sort of going back to, right. So you received about like $3 million in the initial meeting. Is that correct?
A little bit before, a little bit after.
A little bit before, a little bit after. After meaning after the event had ended, right?
That is right.
Okay. And how is that handed to you?
In briefcases, in cash.
I see. And then did you ask any questions, or was it just, about why?
In this city, I find it's best not to ask questions.
Understood. How did you store that money?
Well, the initial part, I did keep the one that I got in the first set. I kept that just in case anything did go wrong and they wanted to pull out.
Yep.
But I stored that, I believe, in one of my cars.
Understood.
And then for the rest of it, I just took it straight to the bank because I need to get all the money sorted.
I see. And that was through your personal bank account?
That is correct.
Okay. Are you aware of any out of the ordinary, like was there any out of the ordinary occurrences during the masquerade party?
To be honest with you, it was hard to really see anything. I was, my music person didn't show up, so I was kind of scrambling about for a lot of it.
I see.
But I did hear that something happened during the event, which I was genuinely surprised that the event wasn't stopped for, because I only found out about an hour afterwards. And someone got stabbed.
Oh. Did any law enforcement respond?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Like I said, they never came inside the event, so I'm assuming none showed up.
What happened then? So someone got stabbed, then what?
I didn't find out till afterwards from my security, so I'm assuming they must have just gotten EMS and went out of there. I heard the person did perish, unfortunately died as well.
You mentioned candlelight.
Well, candlelight might not be the right word for it. It was the warm sort of lighting that you would get from a candle.
I see. How many of these bosses were present?
To be honest, I didn't really count. There was a few.
Well, roughly, right? Was it less than 10?
I'd say less than 10, maybe like 6 or 7.
6 or 7, okay. And they all wore black with a black mask, which could be blue?
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned there was a gentleman in all black with a white skull mask?
No, I believe it was orange.
An orange skull mask. Okay. Understood.
That's correct.
Was
piano, actually. They actually saved my ass in terms of the music.
Oh, who did?
The one with the orange mask.
The one with the orange mask played music. Were they with the with the boss and his posse?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Did you see or hear anyone slurping on the boss by any chance?
Slurping?
Fellatio.
Not that I heard. I mean, there was a back room where the bar staff was, but I didn't really go in there too much. It's not really something I really asked them.
Did the individual, was there a white and then a red?
White and red what?
Red mask and white mask.
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. What were you wearing?
I was wearing a full, I believe it was a either blue or red suit. I can't remember why if it was either or. I was kind of deciding between the two. And one of those classic sort of masquerade masks. Like just covering the eyes.
I see. Did you wear any hat?
No hat, no. I'm not really much of a hat guy.
I see. When you say masquerade, do you mean like the South American sort of, Day of the Dead sort of mask, or?
No, more so like the like masquerade ball sort of mask.
Did it have like a long pointy nose?
No, but I did see that one. I always found that one creepy.
A
short nose.
Understood.
Actually, no, sorry. I that's the one that I was thinking of wearing. I think I actually ended up wearing a bunny mask.
A bunny mask. Okay.
Or at least look like a bunny mask. It's got like some red and white detailing to it. I think I remember seeing that one and really liking it. It reminded me of one of my old friends.
A red and white bunny mask.
Yes.
Okay. Did it have ears?
Yes, I had ears.
Where was the red accents? Was it mostly white with just a couple red accents?
I believe the white was on the bridge of the nose, and then the rest of it was red. Again, this was a couple months ago, so I can't remember the exact detailing.
Understood. Give me just one moment here. Was there any law enforcement invited?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, again, everyone was invited.
Hmm.
We posted it on Twitter every day.
How many people would you say attended roughly?
Ooh, probably about anywhere between 80 and 100. It was actually quite a good turnout.
Really? Okay.
We hosted at a good time. Not too much else going on in town. And, the prize money probably enticed a lot of people, too.
Wait, where the fuck are all the reports? Okay, give me 1 second here. They barely take any photos, even. Okay. The owner of the Liquid Library.
Yes.
Who did you purchase that from?
I received it from Mr. Sears.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Sears, Sis Volker, older leader of the HOA.
Sis gave it to you.
That's correct.
And how did he give it to you?
Just kind of gave it over. I guess it was kind of more in word. I never really got any official paperwork, hence why I was never able to get the actual business approved.
So you're telling me you don't legally own the business? I imagine that's not the case, but...
Yeah, it's one of those things I've been trying to clarify for a while, but ownership in this city is a very fickle thing.
We have keys to the place, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So who gave you the key?
I never got their name. It was a messenger. Just a guy in a suit.
Individual in a suit. What kind of suit?
Just a kind of plain black and white suit.
Plain black and white suit. So someone came over to you and said, here's some keys to a building, and you're just like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's not just any building. It's the building I've been running for the last 7 years of my life.
Right. So I imagine there must be more to this because, just to be rather transparent here, Max, what you're describing, and tell me what I'm missing here. Someone gave you a key to a building.
On behalf of Mr. Sears.
On behalf of Sis, but there is no paperwork claiming that transfer or any form of ownership?
There might be, but I'd have to find it.
Yes, that
Something
would
I
be
really have on hand.
yeah. That would be ideal. It's you know,
I can see what I can do. It's as I said, it's a ownership in the city is a very tricky thing.
well, I understand that there's things like you know the property app, right? But I also recognize that there are you know owners of businesses that are not on the property app, but they tend to be offered by some entity, right? So the court center, for example, is a purchase from the federal government or from the state, right? So there is like a transaction of log. As I'm not sure if you're aware of this, is Sis Faulkner would not realistically have ownership of the liquid library.
Not in that regard. It's a bit of a unique situation. It's one of the few buildings that made it through the financial collapse. And it's not similar to something like the VU or Bahama Mamas where it is state owned. That was his building.
Well, is there any record of that?
Again, I'd have to look into it.
Yeah, and there. This may sound like I'm being pedantic, but
Oh no,
everybody lost everything, right?
That's
And while the
true.
building may be there, you know, inheritance through the economic collapse isn't really based on any sound law, right?
No, I definitely do understand that.
It's a
tricky situation. I said I can see what I can find. This might take me some time.
yeah, absolutely.
If that is something that you're looking to obtain.
I think it's rather important, especially with, you know, the conversation that we started off with, which was people have all this money, right? So much so that there's allegations of mayors giving money or who knows where they're getting it from, drugs, God knows, right? Just it could be anything. Thus leading to purchases of property in the $8 million, $12 million, $16 million range. And, you know, as the marshals, I've only taken this position about 3 weeks ago. And most of the marshals we have today are fairly brand new. Not new to law, but new to the department. And as we sort of understand the scope of what is taking place with grants and this, that, the third, I want to get a good understanding of what's going on with properties as well.
That's understandable.
Because I hope you understand, right? On one hand, you've got people that bought these properties for $12 million, but the liquid library, it draws the question, well, where did that come from, right? While
Yes,
Bruce
I
Baylor
definitely
may have
see that.
received a property, as did you, right? And, you know, are both above board? Are neither above board? Is one above board and the other isn't? You know, it's important that I look at this through a rather neutral lens, and this is helping me understand that.
No, I definitely do understand it. It's something that I've been trying to figure out with the mayors for quite some time too when it comes to ownership of these sort of properties.
Mhm.
Haven't been able to make much headway, but I was going to work with Charles. He's been quite interested in helping me.
Oh, that's good. So, just to make sure I understand this correctly, someone in a suit came and gave you a key?
That is right.
Did they reference who they represent or organize, or did they say Sis Faulkner?
They said it was on behalf of Sis Falker, but I don't know the company itself.
Hmm.
I assume that it was the previous construction company we had for the place.
Which was?
I can't remember the name. It was something, it's either something dark or something overseer. I have to look in the old records to see what it was. We used to have like the signs outside the library when it was under construction.
That is a company that used to be owned by the Simone family, I believe.
No, by Alfred. He was the one that ran it.
Yes. That one is no longer in existence, as far as I'm aware.
No. As far as I'm aware, it's not either.
Um,
At least not in the city.
okay. I think when did you receive the key?
I believe it was April time.
April. Okay. And prior to that, you were just sort of operating out of there?
I did for a little bit, but to be honest with you, I was moving on to my other work. I was going to be more so focusing on taxi.
I see. How's that business going?
Very slow. Not many people really need taxis these days. You get the occasional customer every so often. The limo. I've got a limo that people like to rent out.
Other than the liquid library and the limo business, what is the limo business called?
The taxi business is linked with the limo business. It's Angel Cab Taxi Service.
Understood. Is that profitable?
Relatively. We get some good tips here and there, especially when it comes to the limo service.
Do you have any other businesses other than those two?
Those two, I did run a gambling company for a bit. I still do the occasional gambling here and there, but not to any official capacity. There was a rental business that I was going to get started, but that went nowhere. And as of more recently, I'm helping out Hornies down the street from Liquid Library.
In what capacity?
I'm also manager. Just help them get it up and running.
Does that place even run? I feel like I've never seen it open.
There's a reason why they need some help for it. It's not the easiest of businesses to run those ones. It requires a lot of patience. And as you have said before, there's a lot of Zoomers in town that may not have that sort of patience.
No. They're expecting to get on their iPads and feel full.
Pretty much, yes. Why work at a restaurant where you can go zoom around town a million miles an hour?
Exactly that. Especially if money's just being thrown around from what it looks like.
So makes it a lot harder to get workers. I still believe that's one of the reasons why the food court isn't as open these days. Devalued the value of money.
Have you ever had to pay anyone for the liquid library in taxes or whatever it may be?
Me directly, I don't believe so. I don't know what Mr. Sis has to have done.
Well, I mean,
what do you mean so back in the day?
No, today, like since April, have you been paying taxes on the building?
On the building itself, I haven't, but we've been using the application on the tablet now, so we use tax through there.
So you don't have property tax?
Not that I'm aware of.
So
maybe it's something that Sis is still handling. I don't know.
Well, his Siz's names are nowhere on the county accounts. So you, just to be clear here, when you go to City Hall to pay your taxes, as most people do every month, you're not. Have you looked to see if you have any tax payments?
I have, yes. None for the Liquid Library. Again, it comes down to the not being on the real estate app. As I said, the Mays have yet to recognize my ownership of the place. I might not actually own it for all I know. At least not in the eyes of the law.
Well, I wouldn't want to see you become victim to this, but I think correctiveness is probably something I would recommend.
I could definitely look into it. Again, I want to be working with Charles on it.
Yeah, because as far as I'm aware, there is a tax payment set by the mayor and inherently, due to our tax law, you'd be required to pay it. It's one of our constitutional. It's in the Constitution. So there may be some back pay. Let me just make sure I'm not cooked here.
Well, again, for that, I'd need to be proven as the owner, which previous mayors have refused to acknowledge me as.
So are you asserting so you're unsure if you actually own the Liquid Library?
As said, I need to check the paperwork. It's a different sort of situation to your regular sort of property.
So you're unsure if you own it?
In some degrees. As I said, when it comes to the government acknowledging it, or at least the mayors.
Do you mind showing me around the Liquid Library?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, I'd love that.
You not been there before?
I have. I'm just kind of curious, about the key and what it's used for, and maybe there's, I'd like to affirm this key actually locks the doors and whatnot, unless it's like a symbolic one.
It's a little symbolic.
Well, what do you use the key for?
I lock some doors.
Oh, okay. What kind of doors?
I lock the office door if I ever have a private meeting.
The one downstairs?
No, that's the printing room you're thinking on. My office is on the main floor in the library.
I think that's an American thing, like main floor, the basement to us. Okay, yeah, the one you walk in through the double doors, you hold the left, and then you go to the back. That little room in there with the alcohol and whatnot.
Yeah, you go through to the left, and there's a door to your right as you're going past a couple of books.
Okay. Understood. All right.
So what was that?
Understood.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't really expecting some of these answers. Rather transparently, it raises my eyebrows a bit. I'm a bit concerned for you there.
I don't understand. It is something I've been meaning to try and get clarified for a while.
The thing is, right, while the clarity may need to be there, there's still, you know what, that's probably best thing to do. Who did you buy this from? Who gave you this key? All those things sort of matter from a legal standpoint. I'm going to give you an example. If someone decided to take over, just from the perception of like someone just started to work their own bar out of that Liquid Library, if there is lack of clarity as to whether you own it, well, then now all of a sudden, can you trespass them, right? Could I run the marshal's office out of there if I so desired, right?
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to get it clarified with the mayors. Just none of them have really wanted to work with me on it.
I would say that the mayors aren't inherently it's like a two-pronged thing, right? The mayors can assist you to get there, but at the end of the day, it's the law that does the dictating, right? So, for example, if I started to operate out of a park, right, or some random building, I could just say someone gave me this, but if I have no legal documentation to it, I inherently wouldn't have any right to it. I could go to the mayors to try to establish it, but it wouldn't mean they're obligated to either, right? So it would definitely be conducive to try to figure out some of those answers, because rather transparently, I have to then think, even with the statements you made, and I'm not going to do this, just to be clear, Did someone steal that key and just give it to you? Right? Does someone else own that property? And has it been broken into since April? Right? Broken into as inadvertently by yourself.
I understand that.
And these aren't things that I'm looking to do, right? But these are real, equations I got to run through my mind, right?
I'll see if I can get some clarification on it. See if I can get any official documents.
Okay. Quite frankly, you probably need a survey done of the property. How much is it worth? How much are the taxes? How much back tax is it? Who did this ownership change? Because inherently, is it owned by the state or is it owned by CIS? Is it owned by whatever? Is it authenticated? Is there like a, and I know these kind of questions have come up with other incidents that you may or may not have heard of in the last like month or two. There is a lot of, hey, I don't need to prove this. Someone just gave me. The fact of the matter is, when it hits the court, that's not something we can really work with, right?
Oh no, I definitely understand. I expected this to come at some point.
Yeah.
Ownership to be in question that way.
Yeah. Have you
I should have tried to get some clarification beforehand.
Yeah. Have you ever met Gunnar Kane?
I've met a Gunner, but I thought he died. But I also hear mixed things on that.
Oh, the one from 7 years ago?
Yeah, that someone says they are, then not. I don't really follow with that.
It's kind of like land ownership, right?
I don't think I know a Gunner Kane.
Gunnar Kane, ex-director?
Not familiar.
He's never spoken to you?
I never speak to any sort of PD departments. They never come to my bar.
What about Richard Dark?
Only time I've talked to him recently is when he bought some alcohol from me for a wedding.
Opal Price?
Nope. I said, even when it came to that stab at the masquerade, I only found out from my security. PD never told me about it.
Yeah. Well, luckily, there's a new marshal's office brewing, and
I expect that you're doing your due diligence with it.
Yeah.
Maybe working with each other more in the future.
I would like that, actually. Have you ever been contacted by the Faceless?
I've heard of them through the newspaper, but I've never been contacted by them.
Right. What about an individual named Charlie
Jones?
Yeah. The reason I even bring that up is we arrested somebody a few weeks back, and they had mentioned something to that effect. We didn't take any put any mind to it, but
mentioned to what effect?
Well, they had told us that you had purchased the building from the Faceless, or they had given it to you. And
not to my knowledge.
Yeah, hence why I asked those questions previously. This individual's been pretty reliable. Every time we arrest him, he's pretty much just, we know he's connected, and we also know that he usually doesn't say things unless there's merit to it. But and it's a little strange because the descriptor that you gave me of the boss matches the description. What I'm trying to say here, Max, is you might be a victim. Very clear to me that you're a very nice guy. and you want to do good by others. And I'm wondering if there's your kindness is being abused.
I mean, I guess it's always kind of difficult to tell with that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, the library has no involvement with them.
Interesting. How well do you know JJ?
Which JJ?
Joaquim Jimenez.
Is that the Kaneshiro JJ or the Hydra JJ?
No. Kaneshiro.
I know him pretty well. Seen him a few times over the years. I said I had a deal with him for the library for a little bit. He'd provide us as food.
Understood.
He comes by the bar
What about
every so often.
Misha?
Misha, I've again only really seen him once or twice. Don't really get to see him too often.
Would you consider Misha reliable of a narrator?
I don't really know him well enough to say so. I know he used to be in Chaos Legion, right?
That is correct. Yes.
I think he repaired my car a few times when I used to drive up this way.
Have you ever had any bad run-ins with Misha?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there any reason why he... How do I word this? Is there any reason that you can think of that Misha may... may wish harm to you? Any
Not
disagreements?
really.
Any
No, I tend not to make enemies in this city. I find that's just the best way to operate.
has he ever given you any money, and had you do anything for him?
No, I don't think he's ever given me money to do anything. I think I've given him a taxi ride maybe once or twice.
Okay.
That's
So you've
just out
only
of
met him
location.
twice.
Oh no, I've seen him in passing. I can't say how many times I've met him before.
That's very strange. Like I said, I think it kind of seems like okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Not really at this time.
Hmm.
So I'm just happy to see there's some investigations going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be done, not a lot of time. I would definitely look into this whole thing. Keep your eyes and ears open. Like I said, we have some credible information. It's based on this. It sounds like bullshit. But I don't know. Something's not right here. Not with you, but rather those that we've spoken to.
Definitely is a bit of an odd one. I don't know why anyone would want to question that in that regard.
Yeah, it kind of hit us from left field, if I'm going to be honest. Like I said, they've been very consistently honest. So
I mean, I don't see why a group like that would even have an interest in that place. It's just a bar and library.
Yeah.
Because they like to read.
Okay.
If they're interested in the Sophonomicon.
Okay. So you haven't had any negative experience with Misha? Like not anything at all?
No, I don't believe I have. I say you're one of those people that I just kind of pass by, say hello when I see him. He says hello back.
Okay.
I think he's been to the bar a few times, had a few drinks.
And JJ, your relationship's good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with JJ. I said he's a resident of Mirror Park. Kind of sure he even considered me the mayor of Mirror Park.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time there, Max.
That's no worries.
We'll end the recording here at 3:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, easy. Yeah, that's a lot of people like to stir the pot. I'm not by any way suggesting that Misha was the one that mentioned it.
Understandable. Just gotta dot your I's, cross your T's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You've only met him twice?
No, I've probably met him more than that. I'm just saying I've maybe given him a taxi ride once or twice, but I've given taxi rides to most.
Is there any
people in the
reason
city
why
once or twice.
he might like allude to things like on your behalf, I guess? That's what I'm trying to...
Maybe to throw off a scent. I mean, it doesn't come much cleaner than me in this city.
I see what you mean. Like, he might have us redirect from him to you.
Maybe a bit of a wild goose chase situation.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that, you know what? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
It's no worries. As I said, I hope we get to work more in the future.
Yeah, of course.
If you need anything from the Los Santos mayor office, do let me know.
Absolutely. Definitely have a chat with them. Ownership is very important. Back pay, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say we're going to hold you accountable to that or anything along those lines. But like I said, if these kind of things get brought up in court, it's going to be a rough one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, I do understand. I mean, more so in any other capacity, too.
Hell yeah.
Deputy Mayor
You work for...
Charles.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
If you need anything in that regard, do let me know.
Will do. Absolutely.